Breaking news here on Celtics Today. The Boston Celtics are signing forward Danilo Gallinari. And folks, this is why you subscribe to the channel. Whenever Celtics news happens, we're going to be breaking it down ASAP. Hit that big red subscribe button now. Here is what Woj is reporting, this coming from Adrian Wojnarowski moments ago. Once the San Antonio Spurs finalize the expected release of forward Danilo Gallinari, his preference is to join the Boston Celtics upon clearing waivers, sources tell ESPN. Now, this is coming from Davide Chilinato, who is an international reporter, very much in the know with international players like Gallinari. He is reporting this. Gallinari is headed to Boston on a 2-year, $13 million deal. That, of course, fits in to the Celtics' $6.5 million mid-level exception. Year 2 is a player option per sources. So Chilinato reporting that Gallinari is headed to Boston on a $13 million deal over 2 years. What is your one-word reaction to the signing? Go down in the comments section and let me know. It's the pinned comment on today's video. Go down and reply. Give me your reaction to the Celtics' latest move. My one-word reaction is expected. We have heard Gallinari linked to the Celtics for much of the last week, and even after he was traded to the Spurs from the Hawks in that DeJounte Murray deal, I figured that there might be some type of buyout or there might be a move that the Spurs make to get rid of Gallinari. Sure enough, he's going to get waived, and the Celtics are going to get him. He is the newest member of the Boston Celtics. Now, Chilinato reported this last night. The Bulls currently the favorite to land Gallinari per sources. Chicago's offering a 2-year, $15 million deal, and Gallo favors the length of the deal and the rollover money. Boston, Miami, LA, Minnesota, all in the mix. Bulls are the favorites. Boston offered a 1-year, $6.5 million deal per sources. So that was the report last night from Chilinato. There was another report that Gallinari preferred to side with the Celtics. So it does appear that he took less money to come to Boston. He is getting a 2-year, $13 million contract from the C's when the Bulls apparently offered him a 2-year, $15 million contract. So he's taking a little bit of a pay cut, but the Celtics were his preferred destination. I said last night on the show that he was going to have a decision to make. Does he want to go to his preferred team, or does he want to get a little bit more money? He chooses Boston, his preferred team. He wants to go and compete for a championship. No offense to the Chicago Bulls. He's not doing that in Chicago. Here's what Gallinari did in Atlanta last season. 11.7 points per game, 4.7 rebounds per game, 43% field goal percentage, 1.5 assists per game last season with the Hawks. And not just last season, but he's been a pretty solid player throughout his entire career. Look at some of these numbers. It was a little bit of a scoring dip within Atlanta last season, but pretty much everywhere this guy has been, he's a veteran. He's been in the league a long time. He has produced. And look at that 3-point field goal percentage, man. Lower 40s or upper 30s, you love to see that because the Celtics needed two things this offseason. And when I did my Celtics perfect offseason plan, literally hours after the loss in the NBA Finals to the Golden State Warriors, I said the Celtics need to prioritize two things this offseason. One is adding more shooting. Two is adding depth down low. They just did both. Gallinari is 6'10" and can shoot the three. That is perfect. That is going to fit very well into what Ime Udoka is looking to do, and it's going to fit really, really well into the Brad Stevens offseason plan that I think he put together because you add a player like Gallinari who's going to play the 4 to high level, a guy that can start, sure, but is probably going to be behind Al Horford in this starting lineup. So he's going to be able to come off the bench, probably play a big role for this C's team off the bench. I love this signing, and I want to hear what you think about it as well. Go down and grade the signing. Type A, B, C, D, or F in the comments section. How are you feeling about the signing? We knew it might come, and now it looks to be on the verge of being official. Gallinari heading to Boston, according to multiple reports. Go down and let me know what you think about the signing of Danilo Gallinari. I'm going to give it a B+, because it's really the it's the first move that the Celtics have made. So I'm just happy they made a move, because last night I'm checking my phone. I'm like, man, when is Brad going to make a move? I'm anxious. And, you hear the Kevin Durant rumors. You hear other players that have been linked to the Celtics, like Gary Harris was linked to the Celtics, and he ended up re-signing with the Magic. So I'm just happy the Celtics have finally made a move, and you really fill two team needs by bringing Gallinari in, right? You add some depth down low at the 4, and you add some shooting. So with that, I'm going to give it a B+, but because he's more of a role player, that's why I'm not giving it an A. I really do think they need to go and maybe trade for a Malcolm Brogdon or maybe Kevin Durant. You can go get your Jason Tatum jersey at chatsports.com/Tatum. So that is the link right there, chatsports.com/Tatum. Support our guy JT. Let me tell you, Brooklyn, you're not getting JT. Maybe Jaylen Brown, but we're not trading you Jason Tatum. That's for sure. So go get your Tatum jersey, chatsports.com/Tatum. That link is going to be in the comments and the description. It's a really, really good deal we're giving you here for this really fresh white number 0 jersey. So you can go get it at chatsports.com/Tatum. Gallinari is not the only player that the C's might sign today. They are very much in the mix for Thomas Bryant. Here is what Chris Haynes is reporting. Yahoo sources. Free agent center Thomas Bryant is receiving significant interest from contending teams, including the Los Angeles Lakers and the Boston Celtics. Did he just call the Lakers a contending team? Chris Haynes, bro, come on. He's expected to make a decision later this morning. So who knows? By the time we post this video, maybe Thomas Bryant will decide to sign, hopefully, with the Boston Celtics. So there is interest in Bryant, who has played with the Wizards the last 4 seasons. However, injury concerns are very much there with him. That's why you'd be signing him to be more of a role player, a backup player. He tore his ACL in 2021. No doubt that limited his production last season. 7.4 points per game. That was a pretty big dip for him in terms of scoring. 4.5 rebounds per game. Blocks per game, 0.8. 52% field goal percentage. Here's what he's done throughout his career. He's been a very, very capable big man. I remember in 2019, 2020, we were watching this guy, and we were like, man, this guy has star potential. I mean, this is a young, up-and-coming guy that can become maybe a top 10, top 15 center in the league, and because of injury concerns, it just hasn't happened. He's still very solid when he's on the floor. Problem for him is he's only played 37 games the last 2 seasons. So that's the problem when you're talking about maybe signing Thomas Bryant. Not necessarily the problem, is maybe not the word I'm going for, but the concern with Bryant bringing him in. But he'd be backing up Robert Williams. You'd be able to put Al Horford at the 4, Williams at the 5, Gallinari at the 4, Bryant at the 5, coming off the bench. That is a really, really solid lineup that you're looking at. So the Celtics could add another big man. That's what it's looking like. We obviously have talked about prioritizing adding depth down low. They did not draft a big man. They drafted a point guard out of Alabama, J.D. Davison. So they have started free agency with signing Gallinari, who's going to play the 4 probably off the bench, and then maybe signing Thomas Bryant. Any news related to Bryant, we will let you know, so be sure to subscribe to the channel. But Bryant would probably come off the bench playing the 5. Do you want to sign Thomas Bryant? Type S for sign or type P for pass down in the comments section. Go down and let me know. Also, subscribe to the Chat Sports main channel. That's the sub link right there. YouTube.com/ChatSportsTV. We're going to be bringing you the best free agency coverage on the internet.